glad you enjoyed that. Now, there's another one out there
We'll just bring something bigger than a 44 Magnum.
this
go
one's
looking
great.
for 'em.
There's another one out there that kind of frightened a lot of people.
Oh my God, yeah.
And this is the Area 51 call. Now we get into one of the most iconic moments in his career, the infamous Area 51. So most of you have probably heard this. This came out on September 11th, 1997, oddly enough. During a broadcast of Coast to Coast AM, Art Bell received a call from a frantic man who claimed to be a former Area 51 employee. Now, Pahrump is not very far from Area 51, by the way. I think it's a couple miles. The caller identified only as Victor, detailing chilling accounts of extraterrestrial encounters and covert government activities from the secret base. So we're gonna, and this just sparked a whole other fan base for him when he did this in 1997. I was not aware of this. Like, I know that I've listened to this before, but I never heard this live. I don't know if any of you did, but we're definitely going to listen to this one and hold on to your seats for this. This is the 51 call.
Line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens, Art, they're extra dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. A lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51, the disasters that are coming, the military, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Discharge.
He's losing connection, and then the radio stops. The radio station actually loses transmission.
It's the government, or
I don't know.
And now a new caller came online.
Now you tell me, because you were listening.
That was awful strange.
There was a really weird guy on the air when it went off?
Yeah. Real weird out.
Like going sort of sounding paranoid, schizophrenic.
Like crying and everything.
Yeah. And how far into the conversation was it when it went off?
Just about 15, 20 seconds, I'd say.
Oh, you guys missed. You really missed a call then, and I've got a feeling somebody didn't want you to hear it.
Yeah. Because it was really strange. All of a sudden, I'm hearing Mark Furman, and
That's right. Well, the network, of course, went immediately to a backup tape while we tried to figure out what blew up here. So that's what you heard happen. And then we're now on a backup link system to be on the air at all right now. So, well, I'm telling you.
Am I on the air right now?
You're on the air right now. Well, you better be, yes.
And
where are you, by the way?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, I called the other night, and I wanted to ask two things.
Real quick.
Well, I wanted to say one thing, and I wanted to ask another.
Real quick.
I wanted to ask if you could play that remote viewing one when you were while you go to Egypt.
Yes.
And also, I wanted to know all this stuff about like Area 51, if it's like the government's trying to put it out there like that, so like some other place isn't being watched as much.
In other words, it's a big decoy. I see what you're saying here, and apparently we'll be back after the news.
So that was one of the most famous callers.
I actually don't think the Area 51 caller was as crazy as people may have thought he was.
Right, but some people have come back to say that actually was a hoax. So
Well,
there was another
of course
one.
they
There was
would.
another
That's like the Bigfoot guy was clearly not a hoax. He just didn't kill people. No, but there was it sounded like there was something there. The interdimensional dwellers. That's so. What a lot of us think now is what we call aliens are demons. So that's where this guy may have been so freaked out from. So, and again, I know we're dealing with it. We're dealing with this topic, semi lightly, but some things break through. Who knows? The second caller didn't sound like they gave a crap at all. They were like, "Hey, that guy sounded like he was a nutbag. Hey, let's talk about this instead."
Can you send me your Egypt posters?
Like.
Remember that time you thought you were over Egypt? That was cool.
Now, apparently, they had a whole conversation. They kept going, and like I said, the transmission was lost, and that's not recorded. Nothing. They were just talking, and I did splice out that audio a little bit. It was a good, I don't know, a few minutes.
So you're saying that there's no full audio of that conversation whatsoever?
Not after the transmission loss. No.
So I was listening to that show live back in the day, and everybody was calling in talking about that guy because of the sound of his voice and how panicked he was. And here's what I recall. Maybe a week or two later, a guy who may have been that guy or may have been impersonating that guy called back and broke kayfabe about halfway through the call, and then it kind of just fell apart. Now, maybe it was the guy, and the first call was just him kind of putting one over on Art, or maybe it was an elaborate plan to discredit the initial call. But that people were calling talking about that guy. For quite a while. It was a big deal.
Well, and there was another incident with Area 51 where he had a fax come in, and it was a girlfriend of a guy that was going to fly a plane over Area 51 at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he played the whole thing over his cell phone, talking to Art Bell over the radio.
Yeah.
Yep. That is a hilarious call because the guy is like trying to steer the plane and talk, and Art's like, turn around, go back. They're going to shoot you down, and that was a great call as well. That was a great.
You can't fly over Area 51.
No.
Just in case anybody wants to do that, you can't do that. You're flying over a military installation, and that's not.
I was going to say, do you guys
not
remember?
Good. As a former member of the military, and I seem to remember this kind of stuff.
Remember a couple of years ago when the person created the invite on Facebook to storm Area 51?
Yeah, run in there like Naruto or something.
Yeah. All the hipsters showed up.
Yeah.
They're like they can't stop us all.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Legally, they can.
They're like, have you ever heard of a minigun?
It's not hard. Yeah, you guys are freaking meat suits. It's not hard.
Yeah, there's a nice little sign right there that says you lose all your rights once you.
It does. He doesn't know. I've seen the sign. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you can't go past this point, or we will use deadly force. So,
yeah.
Don't do that, please.
So there is a website out there, coast2coast.com. You can listen to some of these there. There's other, if you just look up Internet Archive, you can find it. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them pretty much. So if you want to listen more about that show, you can.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, JT, Spotify has the entire archive of all the Art Bell shows.
Yeah, so anything we're showing here, and you're like, ooh, I want to go listen to more, you can go there and listen. But I do have two